digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, and welcome to Irish Lads Talk Spurs here, podcast here on THFC till I die. Yes, I'm on my own. As you can see, one half of the two. The other half is, bless him, he's got no electricity. He's got a power cut, which in Ireland means you can't do really bugger all. But yeah, so you're stuck with me for the next half hour, 40 minutes talking Tottenham. If you can join me, but I hope you can. And also, I have sent out an SOS to one of my colleagues. If one of them want to jump on to give me a hand, that would be grateful too. But yeah, I'm here. Talking all things Ireland, Tottenham, and the international games that are coming up as well for the next two games for our non-qualification for the World Cup in 2026. I mean, we got more chance of qualifying for the World Cup than Santa Claus coming out today saying that he's running for the presidency of the United States of America. I mean, that's how much, chance we've got qualifying for the World Cup. But guys, how are you this afternoon, this lovely lunchtime? Some of you are taking your lunchtime breaks. Some of you are chilling out, watching us, watching me make a total ass of myself talking football solo. But anyway, yeah, it's been an interesting few days, hasn't it? Especially with Tottenham on Tuesday with the game that we played away to Bodø Glimt. There's been a lot of fallout to it as well. And the question really I was asking, is the Frank honeymoon really over? I think it is. I think it is over. I think he's been given a shorter time, I think, more than Ange Postecoglou did. Ange Postecoglou got off to a great start. First 10 games, unbelievable. Done. Then the wheels sort of fell off against Chelsea, but we did finish 5th that season. And the question I was asked last night was on Dave's channel on his fan show. And the question was, why are people now digging out Thomas Frank? I think that's what they were getting at, digging out Thomas Frank and sort of praising Ange, now wanting Ange back. Now, I know Tequila has said it jokingly when he came on the other night, and Tequila's the biggest person that I know that was really dissatisfied with Ange, and every right to as well, because of what we went through last season. And it really made me think last night after I come off Dave's fan show that are we really not giving Thomas Frank enough time to do the job? Are we really going to give him less time because of what Ange done? Because Ange won us the trophy. And also it made me think, if Ange was still in charge and say we didn't sack Ange and we decided to stick with him, would we be in the same position as West Ham, sacking their manager after 6 games? Would we be in the same position? And the answer to that is, I think we would be. I think we would be in the same position as West Ham, because I don't think we would stomach a bad start to this season. Now, we've had a good start to the season. We sit 4th in the Premier League, 11 points after 6 games. We're 4th in the Champions League, with 4 points after 2 games. We're in the next round of the League Cup. Are we really in a bad position, that bad of a position? And the answer to the question is no, we're not in a bad position. What we got to realize is Thomas Frank is a totally different manager to Ange Postecoglou. And I said it last night. Fans keep referring to last season. Last season's done. Last season is finished with. Last season's in the pages of history. A different manager, a different time. We're under Thomas Frank now. We're not under Ange Postecoglou. We're under Thomas Frank. And Thomas Frank now has to take responsibility of moving this team forward, getting things right, getting the formation right, getting the tactics right, getting the set plays right, getting the way how we approach games right. And he will get it right. He really will get it right, because I feel he's a good enough manager to realize, okay, we're not playing well at the moment, but we're getting results. And normally that's a good thing. Normally that's the thing, that if you're playing badly and you're picking up points, then that means that something good's going to come down the line, if you know what I mean. That once you start playing better, then you look back at the points you pick up when you're playing badly are going to hold you in good stead for when you start playing better and picking up more points. So getting points early in the season, getting them in the bag, I think is a very good thing indeed. And playing badly as well, I think makes it even the sweeter. I understand people are angry the way we're playing at the moment. I understand people are not happy with the football we're playing, what we're seeing. People are calling it boring. It's Conte ball. I keep saying maybe we need a bit of boring. After what we went through with Ange Postecoglou, maybe we need a little bit of probably boring and a little bit of predictable football. I don't understand why some fans after the Bodø Glimt game have gone so mental and so overboard with their reaction, with the way they're saying Frank out and all this and next. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's beyond stupidity. That's what it is. It's beyond stupidity. Yes, everyone's entitled to opinion, but wanting a manager out after 6 games is absolutely, it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Because what are we doing as a football club then? Do you know, are we just saying, well, Frank's no good? So who else are we going to get in? Who else is going to come into Tottenham and make us better? We all want this attacking football. We all want the Tottenham way, the push and run side. But push and run doesn't exist anymore. Push and run has been put to the history of football. Yes, there is a version of it, but we can't play like that because we don't, A, have the players to play the push and run side. B, we have a manager that doesn't play like that. He's more dynamic. He's more a defensive type manager. And last season, fans were complaining, we're shipping goals left, right, and centre. And fans are complaining, you know, oh, we're too defensively wide open. Now we get a manager that is defensively more sound, which is making us tougher to beat, but we don't have the strike force. So we end up complaining this is boring football. If we were defending well and scoring goals, and by the way, we're the third highest goal scorers in the Premier League. Yes, own goals have something to do with that, but you've got to put players into the position to score them on goals. I think we need to calm down a little bit, step back, and have a look at where we were under Ange Postecoglou and where we are under Thomas Frank. And where we are under Thomas Frank, the three things that I've taken from the first 6 games, probably with Leeds after the 7th game, I will be doing the show next week on a review of the first 7 games, is we're more defensively sound. We're more compact as a team. Yes, we're not scoring enough goals. Yes, we're not attacking as fans say the Tottenham way. But I think we've got to be a little bit more secure in our football, a little bit more secure in the way we play, a little bit more secure in the way that we go about games. And yes, it's frustrating that we didn't beat Wolves. Yes, it's frustrating that we didn't beat Bodø Glimt. The one thing that we have this season, what we didn't have under Ange Postecoglou, is fighting spirit. And I think very easily fans forget that. How many times last season did we go 1-0 down and we just, that's it, not going to bother? I went to the Palace game. I saw more passion in an over 80s bingo tournament than I seen in the Tottenham players last year. I mean, it was pathetic. You know, it is always. Yeah, no, I'm running it solo anyway. Oh dear, yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to sort something out, and I forgot there's been a change in ownership. I'm so used, so oh Lord, I'm so fun. I'm so do Bill weirdo sometimes. Yeah. So look, I think of the Thomas Frank thing, we have to take a chill pill. I'm sorry, we do. I just feel that. I just feel we're overreacting. We're making a molehill out. We're making a molehill out of a mountain. And I feel that fans are never going to be happy. Fans are never going to be happy, no matter if we got an attacking manager or a defensive manager. Fans are never going to be happy unless we're playing. Every fan's a manager. Every owner of a YouTube channel is a manager. We know better than the manager himself. We think we know better. We all play FIFA, we all play Football Manager, so we think we know better than Thomas Frank. But we're not in the dugout week in, week out. We're not there with the hopes of thousands upon thousands of fans on his back. To make us great again. And that's the thing. We now have a chance to be good again, but we have to be patient with this. Thomas Frank's not going to change things overnight. He's not going to come in and wave a magic wand and think that's it, job done, guys. Look, we're brilliant again. I'm going to play this go-ho attacking football with a great defense. We all earn for that. We all want that. We want to see that. We all go back to the Poch era. But look at Poch's first season in charge. It wasn't great. Did we know after Poch's first season that we were going to go on this magical mystery tour under Pochettino and bring us to where we went to? No, we didn't. And there was a lot of fans under the first season wanted Poch out. And to be fair to Daniel Levy, he stopped by his guns. He said, no, I'm going to back this manager. This is the manager for me. And we went on a hell of a ride under him. Yes, we weren't successful, but we did go to places where we've never been before. Fighting for league titles, Champions League final, semi-finals, finals, the last season at the Lane unbeaten. So, you know, there's a lot to say when you look back at him. And then if you go from him to Thomas Frank, we've had a series of managers that have not worked out. Ange Postecoglou, yes, won us a trophy. And he'd always be a legend for that. Ange Postecoglou will be remembered in our history as only the third manager in our history to win a European trophy behind Bill Nick and Keith Birkinshaw. So he cemented himself in Tottenham history, in Tottenham history. When years go by, in 20, 30 years, people look back, who was the third man to win us a European trophy? Ange Postecoglou. But if you look at the league, wasn't good enough. And we've started this season a hell of a lot better than we did last season. And fans are still complaining. So I think the question to you guys is, what do you want? What do you want? Is there a happy medium that lets you give Thomas Frank time to do what he's good at, which is making us more defensively sound, more hard to play against, but also get the attack right? And I would agree, our attack line is wank. Our attack line is useless. Brennan Johnson, useless. Richarlison, useless. Odegaard. I think Odegaard is an exception to the latter, because I feel he was injured last season and was not given enough time to really show what he can do. And I like Odegaard. I like the way he attacks defenders. I think he's a young player under the right manager, can really get the best out of him. You got Kudos, who needs resting, who needs to take some time out. And yes, we should have started with Kudos. I agree with Dave last night. We should have started with Simons and Kudos and then brought them off. But Thomas Frank's the manager. Thomas Frank's the man that's paid millions to make these decisions. And I just don't get why we're criticizing a man that's only been in for not even seven Premier League games. Is he as bad as Nuno? Hell no. Nuno's a good manager, but he's not a Tottenham manager. And we all complained with Nuno. So I think we need to give Thomas Frank a bit of space here. I give him a little bit of slack. I understand we went through hell over the last 2 seasons, but wanting a manager out, I think it's pathetic. I think it's stupid. And I think it's just short. You're cutting your nose off to spite your face. Because who do you want in next? And then are you going to give that manager time? We can keep chopping and changing. We've been doing that under Levy. We need a bit of stability. We need a manager that's going to be in the post for 2, 3, 4 years and back him with the right players, financially back him in the transfer market, and let him then carry on. Let him do his thing, what he's good at. If you give him the right players for the right positions, then we'll see. He's at a bigger club. Yes, he's at a higher level of football than he was at Brentford. But Thomas Frank's a good manager. I like him. I wanted him in the job before Ange, and I've been on record saying that. I wanted him in before Ange. Look, when we got Ange, I was happy because I knew what he could do at Celtic, and I'm a massive Celtic fan. But I wanted him in before Ange. So for me, this is a long time coming. For me, Thomas Frank will get it right. Thomas Frank will prove his doubt was wrong. But there's going to be fans out there, whatever he does is never going to be good enough because they all want Ange back again. Well, I don't want back again. That's the past. That's history. Let's just move on as a fan base and try to unite and try to get together. We're too divided. We're fighting with each other. And the divide is in the fan. And it's ridiculous. We're not Arsenal. We're not AF, whatever they are. We're a better fan base than this. We are a better fan base than this. I think we're not. We shouldn't be this fractured. Yes, everyone has opinions, but let's stick together because I think under Thomas Frank we will get there. He needs backing. Exactly, he needs backing. That's all he needs. Oh, do you know? I don't know. It just frustrates me sometimes because being an older fan, right? And I'm nearly 50, and being a fan that's seen success in the 80s, seen the ups and downs of the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. I've seen it all. So when I see a manager like Thomas Frank come in, I'm thinking, we need this. We need this as a reset. We need this as a way of grounding us to forget forget what we went through and just give us a bit of time to breathe, a bit of time to reset ourselves as a fan base, and a bit of time to come together. Not everyone's gonna love Thomas Frank, but if Thomas Frank's successful, are we gonna turn around and say he was a shit manager? No. Are we gonna turn around and say Ange was a shit manager? He was successful. Yeah, he wasn't. No, we're not, because he was successful. He won us trophy. So look, I that's the way I feel anyway. But I want to welcome a few people in. I don't normally do this because if you're not a member, then I don't normally bring you up, because we feel it's fair for the members to get brought up. But because there's no members, and there's few people I really want to say hello to, actually. Sorry, I've got a very sore throat. In a bit of a chest infection blowing. So give me a few minutes. I'm gonna say big up Tottenham Ranger. Let's draw to Leeds, guys. Good result. He trusts the process. Happy to. I won't be happy with the Leeds draw, to be fair. I want to win up there. And I think we will win up there. I think we will. Big up Simon Cohen. Big up Dermo. Keep the shows going. Thank you so much, Simon. Very kind of you, bud. Yeah, and big up Spurs related. Big up James. Hope you're doing well, sir. Great to see you in the chat as well. Hope you're well, mate. I'm grand. Bit of a chest infection blowing, but I'm grand. But listen, we have to link up. You have to come on the channel. Really love to have you on again. And do some more shows for you, because you're doing some good stuff over there. Doing that. What else am I talking about? What else were we talking about? That was Thomas Frank's bit. Games coming up. That's what I was going to talk about next. I have everything on my other monitor, so let's see. Right, now we're into October. This is when the games sort of come thick and fast now. We've got Leeds away, then we've got the international break, and then our next 4 games after Leeds is Villa at home, Monaco away in the Champions League, Everton away in the Premier League, and then we've got Newcastle away in the League Cup. Then after that, November is the month from hell. It really is. If you look at the games we've got Chelsea home, we've got Copenhagen home, we've got Manchester United home, we've got Arsenal away, PSG away, and then Fulham home. Now, I think we're going to beat Leeds on Saturday. I do. I think we're going to go up there and grab all 3 points. I like Leeds. I like the way they play. I like the way they go about their work, but I think we're going to be too good for them. I do. I think we're going to get 3 points there. But we never win a game before the international break, as we found out. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm going 3 points of Villa. I'm going for 3 points against Leeds, 3 points against Villa. I think we're going to get a win against Monaco. I think we're going to get a draw against Everton, and then we're going to beat Newcastle in the League Cup. So that's mine. So I'm going 3-6, 7 points in the league, 3 points in the Champions League, and qualification for the next round of the League Cup. So let me know, guys, what you think. Let me know what you think, guys, of that. If you agree with me or don't, let me know. Then we got November, and this is where I was going to talk to Dave about November. It's ridiculous. We've got Chelsea at home, then we've got Copenhagen. We've got 3 home games on the bounce. We've got Chelsea, Copenhagen, Manchester United. So Chelsea, I see this is going to be hard for me because I don't know. Dave's got no electric. He's had a power cut. That's where he is. He's sitting with candles. Twiddling these thumbs, waiting for the electric to come back. We do have a few power cuts in this country, to be fair. The ESB are a bit mad. We get a bit of wind, and that's it. Something falls over, and then suddenly we've got no electric. So he's sitting there with his candles, twiddling these thumbs, thinking, walking up and down the sitting room, going mental because he can't do any streaming. I say he's going mad at the moment. I hope your phone. I hope you charged your phone, Dave. At least you'll have that to listen to podcasts. And maybe you're watching me. Let me know if you're watching me on your phone. Send a message. Let us know you're doing okay. But he will be back next Tuesday when we're back at our usual spot at 1 o'clock every Tuesday for US-THFC Spurs. So yeah, Yali told me about 5 minutes before we're about to go live, Dermo got no electric. So I couldn't change the show. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go live, talk nonsense for about a half hour, 35 minutes, and then see what you lot think. Big up the Rhino as well. Big up Rhino. Big up Dermo. How are you, bro? I'm all right. Talking all things Tottenham and Ireland. Yeah. Don't talk to me about Ireland when they were going to qualify for a World Cup and got more chance qualifying for that. Then I say Philip Brady coming out and announces himself for the president of Ireland, which we're having the elections at the moment. And then James just rolling around the floor laughing. I mean, he's just uncontrollably in stitches. The missus looking at him. What's wrong with you? He just keeps pointing at the telly. He's laughing that hard, like. You know your time. You know your time is. Yeah, I do know it's out by an hour. Yeah. Well spotted, though, Rainer. Well spotted, sir. Well spotted. Right. So put your predictions in, Dan. I want your predictions in, guys, for the next 6 games: Leeds, Villa, Monaco, Everton, and Newcastle. So let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat where you think them games are good. So I'm going for 3 points against Leeds, 3 points against Villa, a win against Monaco, a point away at least against Everton, and a win against Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, I think, is the toughest game out of them 5, but I think we can beat Newcastle. So let me know. Jesus, Rhino, you're optimistic. You even deluded. I thought I was deluded. You're worse than me, man. We'll win all 6. Oh, fair enough. Do you know what, Rhino? I go down to the bookies, right? I swear to God, if you think we're going to do that, we'll go down and put a few quid in that. Big up to Ashley 1997, another fraud manager. Then let me ask you a question, then, Ashley, if that's right. Who do you want in charge then? Please tell me if you think we've got another fraud manager. Right? Who do you want in charge at Tottenham? Who do you want taking us forward? Levy's gone now. Levy's left. It's down to the Lewis family. Tottenham are not for sale, so we'll be stuck with the Lewis family. I've got my own opinion on that, which I was going to talk to Dave about, but I will give my opinion on it. So if you think we've got another fraud manager, which is you're entitled to your opinion and respected as well as it is, who do you want as manager? Who do you want in as instead of Thomas Frank? I would love to know. So let me know what you think. Guys, then the November fixtures, and this is what Dave has been going on about, to be fair. We've had an easy-ish start to the season, which he's right in what he's saying. Now the games are coming thick and fast. Now we've got Chelsea at home, Copenhagen at home, Manchester United at home, Arsenal at home, PSG away, Fulham at home. I'm going for... See, I don't like us to lose, right? I'm going for a win against Chelsea, a win against Copenhagen. I'm going for a win against Manchester United. I'm going for at least a point away to Arsenal, but we could lose that one. I don't want us to lose the North London derby because I hate losing the North London derby, by the way. But I'm going for at least if we can get a point from that game, I'd be really happy. PSG, we've got absolutely no hope of getting anything in Paris, but, miracles do happen. And then we should beat Fulham at home. Then we're going into December. We've got Newcastle away, Brentford at home to the game. I'm going to that Brentford game. So, guys, if you are going, I'll let you know nearer the time where I'll be so you can meet up with me. And that we've got them Prague at home in the Champions League, Forest away. And then before the Christmas period, we've got Liverpool at home, Palace away just after St. Stephen's Day, and Brentford away on the 30th, the day before New Year's Eve. Then we're back in the league at home to Sunderland on the 3rd, and then we've got Brentford away, West Ham away. The last 2 of the Champions League games and then we're into a really tough February. Actually, shit, we really have got our running right. It's really easy. We've got Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, and Everton at home. So look, I don't think. Look, being honest with you right now, right? I'm more deluded than most fans, but I don't think. I think if we get a point at Arsenal, I'd be happy with that. I really would be happy with that. But that's just me. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the chat. Put in chat. How do you think our November fixtures are going to go? Just very quickly on. There's been a few rumors around Tottenham being sold. Where is it now? I did see. Where was it now? I did see it here. There was a. There was a article about. Oh yeah, here we go. Sources revealed. Now this is not from our sources, by the way. This is on the Football 365 website. It's a good article. Sources reveal two things which would conceive ENIC to sell Tottenham after a huge bid. Tottenham owners, ENIC would consider selling part of the Premier League club or partially buying value of the club at 4.5 billion, according to reports. Spurs released a statement on August 7th, insisting that the club is not for sale and that they had completely rejected two expressions of interest. Since then, the Sun claimed the US consortium, led by tech entrepreneur Brooklyn Eric, has launched a 4.5 billion bid to attempt to buy the North London club. Eric and 12 other investors are offering 3.3 billion to buy out the entire club from owners Eric and the Lewis family, and will set aside a further 1.2 billion for transfer fees to improve Thomas Frank's squad. Now, do I believe Tottenham are for sale? No, they're not for sale. And I was told that this morning. Tottenham are not for sale. Were Tottenham nearly sold when Levy was here? Yeah, they were. And I think if you look at the abrupt way Levy was removed from the football club and the way they wouldn't let him back in the club, I think there's more to it than meets the eye. Do I believe Tottenham will be sold? Yes, eventually. I think ENIC just want the right amount of money. But I think we're stuck with ENIC for a while. I do. I don't think, my own personal view and for what I've been told, that Tottenham are not for sale at any price at the moment. I think Vivian Lewis, Charlie Lewis, I think want to have a crack at this. They want to prove that they can do it. And I've said it all the way along. We'll find out in January and we'll find out in the summer if it was in fact Daniel Levy for 24 years, because we don't know that. We don't know if Daniel Levy was working to the Lewis families or the ENICs the way they wanted them to run Tottenham, or it was him pulling on the handbrake and they wanted more. We won't know that until January, or we won't know until the summer. Personally, I think it wasn't all Daniel Levy. I know a lot of people in the chat are not going to like hearing that, but I think we're going to regret letting Levy go in the long run. I actually do. Because I think it was more with the Lewis family than it was that. I think it was very telling the way that he was abruptly removed, and he was abruptly removed, by the way. There was no given time to say his goodbyes. He came in, gone. That's it. Goodbye. Get out. Wasn't even allowed back into Hotspur Way to collect his stuff. It was put into the back of the van and just dumped outside his house. I mean, that's brutal. That is brutal. For whatever reason, I think, my own personal opinion, I think he nearly was at the verge of selling Tottenham, or selling his shares, or selling something with the old man Lewis. I don't think the children liked it. I think they wanted to keep Tottenham because they wanted to have a go at it. And I think an almighty row broke out. There was a war within the boardroom. I think that affected our transfer business as well, because I think we were so bad, so up and down. I think whatever was happening in the boardroom did affect how we went around doing our business. And I think that proved in the last couple of days of the window, where we suddenly, I think Daniel Levy had been sidelined completely, and they just went, right, we're going to get this, and this player. I do believe that. That's the way I think. It's the way I see it. But I think the proof's going to be in the pudding. I think the proof's going to be in the pudding in January. I think the proof's going to be in the pudding in the summer, where we'll find out who really was holding us back for 20 odd years. And I think it's easy. I think it's easy to blame Levy because he was the face of Enoch. He was the face. He was the person we saw on the TV all the time. So I think at times it was easy to blame him. I'm not defending him, by the way. I'm just giving an opinion that it was easy to blame him. I think also, if you look, we have back managers, but have we spent the money wisely? No, we spent it badly. I think that proves in our front three at the moment. When you look at Richarlison, I think I had it here. The amount of money we spent on our forward line. Where was it now? Here we go. This is it here. Richarlison, 60 million. Solanke, 60 million. Johnson, 50 million. Tail, 30 million. Odegaard, 25 million. I mean, we totally spunked 120 there for the first. It's totally wanked 120 million. So 170 million, 180 million for the first three. We could have got a world-class striker for that. Tell 30 million was what Bayern owed us anyway, so that was sort of a free deal. And Odegaard for 25 million. Well, I think he was bought for the future. So we have to see what happens to him. But we totally wasted the top money on the top three. And I'm Johnson's biggest fan. And I just think he's been terrible this year. I still think he's living off last season, or he's still partying, or he's sulking because Ange left. If he's that sulking, then go and bloody join him at Forest then. But our transfer dealings have not been good at all. So what do I want to see? I want to see parity. By the way, hang on, should remove me. Who I said, and we did say in the channel, going back a good few months now, he was back at the club. He needs to be getting behind now the transfer team, the recruitment team, and sitting down with Thomas Frank over this international break. What do you want? Who do you want in January? Who do you want next summer? And start the process of getting these players in, because this squad does need updating. Very much so. There's been rumours going for Nathan Collins from Brentford. To be fair, I don't think that'd be a bad buy. Yeah, he's been quite brutal for Ireland, but he does play well for Brentford. He's played under Thomas Frank, so Thomas Frank knows him. I think as a backup to Romero and Mickey van der Ven, I think he's a better player than Dragerson. I don't think he's better than Danso. I think he's a bit better than Danso, but I think he's better than Dragerson. So I think as a backup, I think that would be a no-brainer. I think that's a good buy. We need a striker. Who do we go for there? Who's available? But you've got to pay the money for a decent striker. We need a left winger. We need to pay the money there as well. So you're looking at 300-400 million next summer spending on quality players, not ones for the future, not ones for the next 5 years. Players that can come in now and do this. And I think January, which is a hard month to buy players anyway, I think you're looking to buy one or two in. I think also that in January, if we get a left back and a left, it's hard to buy a striker in January. So I'm looking at a left back and a left winger in January. And I think the summer we need to go out for a decent striker. I really do. Big up to Ryan. It said, did you see what Sean said about Ven? No, I didn't. I'll have a look at that later. Rhino. Let me know what he said in the chat, actually. Put in the chat what he said, so give me updated. Have we not been asking for Tottenham to be brutal? Yeah, we do, but I think I know you weren't Levy's biggest fan right now. I don't know if you can accept. Well, I know you can, but if you can accept this, that the proof will be in the pudding. If it was Levy, if it was the Lewis family, we'll find out very quickly which one it was. Joe Bloggs, the only game I can see is winning Copenhagen, and we're that bad at the moment. I know. Big up Rona. Can't we not do deals that come in? Yeah, we can. We should be doing them now. Get them ready anyway. Doing the talking. Solanke, big four for 4 to 5 months after he's back for him. Important hits going on. Extremely important. Extremely important. Big up Joe Bloggs as well. That list is where the money went. Indicate. Inactive of the club paying decent transfer fees, but low balling on the individual player wages. Frank has inherited the squad that is built on club's policy. Exactly. And this is where we're going to see in January or February, really, is the river for changing in the guard. Are we now going to pay the wages, which I think we should do? Big up to Michael Jackson. We should get Gooey and Henderson in from Palace. Do you know what, Michael? I agree with that 100%. I think Gooey and Henderson, I think 2 good buys as well. I think, yeah, get Guri at all costs. I agree with that, basically, 100%. Colo, I think he'll be back for Saturday. I think so. James, and he also says, Odegaard and Tell, give them another year or so. It's too early, but they haven't been good. Johnson needs to up it. Big time, Johnson needs to up it. I agree over Odegaard. I would, on Tell, I don't know if you agree with me. Me and Tequila said this more than once. That we should have gotten one another loan with an obligation to buy at the end of this season instead of paying the 30 million. But as I said, buying on this 30 million, Danny Levy, that's a wet dream for him. He's sitting there, pleasuring himself over that deal, thinking that's the deal of the century. Like, big up the Rhino as well. Sean said that we're in talks with Madrid for him, but other Prem teams are in talks as well. We'll have to wait and see. There's such a lot about the moment, Rhino. I haven't heard anything. Who we're after in that. I am waiting for a bit of an update. I am going to ask a few questions after this, any potential transfer news. So we might do a show in that next week, but no, I agree with that, Michael. Gooey and Henderson for Palace, great shouts. Absolutely. And if say if we go in and get Gooey in January for 70 million or put in an 878 million bid and say, right, we're going to pay you this. That even if he turns us down, that proves that, and we do it early, that proves we're moving in the right direction. That means that they are going to be totally different to what we've gone before, and we're really going to put our money where our mouth is. So, look, for me, January is so important. January will prove to me if things have changed or not. Well, guys, let's see. I'm not bothered that Levy was not allowed big. I get it, Rhino. I do. But, as I said before, and I ask you this question then, if it proves that it was Enoch all the way along and it wasn't Levy, will you then want Enoch out and sort of soften your stance on Levy then? Because it's easy to blame people that you can see is he was the face of it. Yes, he was the face of running the football club. He was the chairman. All things direct to the head of stuff. And yes, he didn't get all things right. He got a lot off the field right. He got most on the field wrong. And I will meet you on that. I'll meet you halfway. And I still want Enoch out as well. Well, I mean, Tequila says he's going to give them probably a couple of transfer windows. I'm giving them probably to next summer, and that's it for me. I don't know where you are on that, where people are in the chat. But as Michael said, if we go for Guri and say, right, this is what we're going to do. First day's the window open. Right, bang, there, Palace, that's 70 million. Take it or leave it. Or we can go into them and say, right, here we go. We're going to pay 300 grand a week because we can go in and sign a pre-contract to come in the summer. 300 grand a week, whatever you want, we're going to give you. We've got Michael Jackson, Simone, Gooey, Wharton, Henderson would be a magical signings and show everyone we mean business. I totally agree. Totally agree with that. I don't think if we did that, I don't see Palace selling us 3 players. Maybe 2 at the push. So if Tottenham went in and say, right, we're going to pay whatever for Wharton, Gooey, yeah. Cinnamoni from Bournemouth, yeah, definitely get him in. I think 3 of them then would mean we mean business, and people will sit and take notes then, guys. I'm not giving them no chance. Well, I think you should then, mate. I think you should, Rhino. I think you should give them a chance because technically it's a whole new broom. It's a whole new people running the show. So you're going on the assumption that it's still ENIC is ENIC. Yeah, I agree with you, James. That's me. Yeah, that's me. I'm giving them January, and people say to me I'm a bit stupid on that. I'm not. I'm with you 100% on that. But I think, how about then, Rhino? Give them to January. Let them see what they do in January, and then make your decision then. I think you have to. I think you have to be balanced in your wanting them out. It's a whole new broom. It's a whole new people running the show. This is not old man Lewis and Daniel Levy. It's Vivian, Charlie. We've got Vinay there as well. We've got Peter Carrington. We've got Paratici and Lang. Give them to January. I think that's fair. I think that's giving them a chance. It's not the same person, Rhino. You're wrong. It's not the same person. It's not the same. It's totally different people. Totally different people running the show. So it's not the same. It's totally different. Old man Lewis ran the show with Daniel Levy. That was it. It was Levy and Joe Lewis. That's it. Lewis is now retired. He's put his everything into the trust, into lawyers. Then Levy was there, left to run the show himself. Then you've got now the Lewis children taking over. So Vivian Lewis, Charlie Lewis, Peter Carrington's come in as your non-executive chairman. You've got Vinay coming in as CEO. So it's a whole new people in charge of Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. It's not the same. So it's like you're tarring them with the same brush because it's ENIC. Well, it's totally different. It may be the same name, but it's under new ownership. Hello. What's breaking news? You can't just put breaking news, James, in and say breaking news. Now I'm going to have to go on and look at Sky Sports now. Oh, okay. What's breaking news? Well, I can't see any breaking news. Oh, okay. Luca Williams-Bonnet signs new contract. Oh, that's great news. That is brilliant news. First pro contract. I'm really pleased with that, actually. He's a good little player. I like him. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So when the same happens in January, what will happen? We don't know what's going to happen, Rhino. You're going into it with a mindset of it's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's going to happen. We don't know. You got to be open-minded, man. You got to be open-minded and look at it differently. You got to look at it with an open mind. You're going in with it with a thought process of it. Yeah, it's lad today, Shawnee. Yeah, Dave's sitting in the solitude of and the solitude of darkness of reflecting on Tottenham past week, and he's sitting in solitude at the moment, like a monk sitting in a cave back in the 1800s with him and his bit of poaching. You can go into it with the same process of, oh, it's the same shit. We don't know. So you've got to go into it with the mind of, right, I want to be proven wrong. And if I am proven wrong, then I hold my hands up and say, look, I was wrong, like you did say. David's playing FIFA. God, I don't know how the hell he's playing FIFA or no, Lecky. But I think we have to see what happens. You can go into it, Rhino, of it's ENIC shit, ENIC out, when we don't know if that's going to be the case. So you have to give it time, man. You have to give it time. Big up to Shawnee Maddox. Lad is a lad, Shawnee. Yeah, he'll be back next week apparently. Yeah, I think personally Dave's over in Tottenham at the moment trying to sort out the Tottenham squad. I think he's over in Hotspur way at the moment trying to talk to Thomas Frank, go through tactics. Just got this inkling that's where Dave-O is at the moment. But Mr. Wayne Bonner, guess we'll find out in January next summer if it's the same or not. All good fun at Tottenham. Yeah, it always is good fun at Tottenham, Wayne. It helps you. Ryan, if it's different, then I will come on your show and say sorry. Fair enough. Dave's playing FIFA. Got it. Yeah, more or less. He's trying to get some early practice in. Big up Joe Blogs. I still think the club's up for sale, but as always, the club is in the cash shoots with other Super League clubs. Yeah, totally agree with that. He's on FIFA. He's getting on the floor laughing. His missus looking, James, you got to control his laughter, bud. Yeah, you have to stop rolling around like a baby. And then got to get his future. Yeah, he does. And then big up Shawnee. Cautiously optimistic for the season ownership, but we still need some players to step up and get you. With my camera on the 1st of February. Yep. Big up to Rodney Martin as well. Hit the like button, sir. I haven't seen you. It takes time. It does take time. Of course, it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in the day, was it, lads? It wasn't built in the day, but look, guys, if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscription, hit the notification bell for future shows coming up. Guys, that is it for Irish Lad Talk Spurs. The other half of this podcast is at this moment in time sitting in solitude, trying to think how to bring Tottenham into a better light. He will be back next week. Dave, if you are watching, big up. But on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me. Can't believe got good numbers, me doing solo shit. So thank you so much for watching and joining me, getting involved in the chat as well. If you are new, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button. This podcast will be gone up. I think the last 2 episodes will be gone on Spotify next week. I've got to sort a few things out. Now, we're not on tonight. We're back to, what day is it tomorrow? Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, Friday tomorrow. We've got to got member stuff on preview, which we're going out to non-members afterwards. I'm on the Man United agenda at 9 o'clock, so come and join me over there or for Friday night. Saturday, we've got Before the Whistle at 12. We've got the watch along starting at 12:15. Match reaction straight after. We've got Sunday final score, and then we're all building up to the Ireland Internationals next week as we all go into our own countries and see if we can qualify for the World Cup, which is we haven't got a fucking hope and fucking hell of qualifying for anything. When's next week, Rhino? But next Wednesday or Thursday. So that's when the first fan show is for you members. We are doing fan shows as well. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. Like, subscribe, share the video. Let's get to 2,200. Let's get to 3K. That is our march. Come on. Come on, you Spurs. And Thomas Frank, we trust. We never stop. Woohoo. See you later. Bye.